Hey guys, it's Soly Reacts. Hope all is well. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. In today's reaction, we're going to be reacting to. In today's video, we're gonna be reacting to 10 twins murder their mother because they didn't want to go to school. Wow. Nikki Whitehead raised her twins, Tasmaya and Jasmaya, with the hopes of giving them a better upbringing than she had. The girls, however, became rebellious in their teen years. They told police they found their mother dead in the bathtub, but their stories quickly began to unravel, leading to confessions of a violent and brutal act. That's crazy. On your own mother?
Welcome to True Crime News. We begin today with a single mom in Georgia, savagely murdered, discovered by her twin teenage daughters in the bathtub, and the clues will lead
Although they thought.
detectives to the most surprising places of all. The tragic end for Nikki Whitehead was the last chapter in a troubled, difficult life. She was literally born in prison. Her mother doing time for drug possession. Nikki was raised by her grandmother, who had a tough time.
Wow, she was really pretty.
Keeping her on the straight and narrow.
She didn't have what you call a curfew. Nikki was able to come and go as she pretty much pleased.
And at only 17 years old, Nikki ended up pregnant with twins. She named
See, that's what happens when you give your kids a lot of freedom. Like, you give them a mile, they take 20.
them Tasmia and Jasmia, known as Taz and Jazz. For 12 years, the trio lived with Nikki's grandmother. But Nikki dreamed of giving her daughters a better life. Nikki worked hard, and eventually the three moved about 20 miles away to Conyers, Georgia.
That's good. As at least she took care of her responsibilities. She became pregnant at a teenage age.
The young mother wanted her girls to have advantages that eluded her, putting them in dance and music classes. Nothing but the best for her baby girls.
She did their hair.
Wow, sounded like a nice, happy life. Like the things you see when people like post them or like allow you to see is totally different from what they actually like experience.
Their makeup, and for Nikki, when it came to her kids, it was always a celebration.
The girls were also straight-A students with hopes of one day going to Harvard. But their path to success was dramatically diverted when the girls hit high school.
It was difficult for them.
High school. High school makes kids become a whole different person.
To start hearing and accepting the word no.
Teenage Taz and Jazz bitterly resented their mother's discipline. The rage boiled over when Nikki took away Taz's cell phone.
When she let it be known that you're 14, you can't talk to 17-year-old guys.
14 and already trying to talk to a 17-year-old guy? That's crazy. Oof. True, I have a daughter and she's only 6.
And you can't be on the phone at a certain time and you can't stay out or whatnot. That's when I think it became a battle.
And it was clear Nikki was losing control of her beautiful princesses.
Conyers 911, where's your emergency?
Just listen to
I feel bad for her. She's not only dealing with one rebellious teenager, she's dealing with 2, and they both attacking her at the same time.
this frantic 911 call when she discovered Jazz had snuck out in the middle of the night to meet her boyfriend.
I just woke up and my daughter's gone at the house. How old is your daughter? Oh, Lord, 13.
13? And she's sneaking out the house to go see a boy? Yikes.
Sweet and obedient girls suddenly morphed into 2 twin terrors. Officer Myra Scruggs responded to a call from Nikki after yet another blowout.
I talked with the girls at great length, trying to figure out what was going on. I actually went in the bedroom with the girls, had a closet full of beautiful name brand clothes, beautiful shoes. Their hair was immaculate. I mean, these girls really had a good home.
Right, a good home, a good loving mother. I'm pretty sure she gave them everything they wanted, and they just want to like act up just because they want to be up in boys' faces.
At the time, the twins told Officer Scruggs they didn't want to live with their mother and insisted on moving back with their great-grandmother where the rules were relaxed.
Nikki said they
They thought their mom was strict. That's, they want to move back with their grandmother just because her mom, well, their mom, is setting rules for them.
Way, and it just wasn't going to happen.
But after interviewing Nikki, Taz, and Jazz, Scruggs says she had an unsettling feeling.
The girls seemed very innocent, very sweet, but the look in Nikki's face, she was fearful of those children. She knew that they worked together.
After a few hours, everything appeared to have calmed
To be scared of your own kids, children, oof, I don't even know how, I don't even want to know how that feels.
down.
The girls were just ready to go to bed, and maybe we'll just call, their great-grandmother tomorrow and we can go see her. And they left it like it was all okay.
But Officer
great-grandmother.
Scruggs had a gnawing feeling that something just wasn't right. Instead of leaving the subdivision, she stayed close.
I just knew
I'm glad. When you have a gut feeling, you should stick to it.
it wasn't over. Within, I would say, 3 or 4 minutes, I could hear screaming coming from the direction of the house. Both of them jumped on her, and the two of them began to beat her.
Nikki manages to get away and calls 911 again. Officer Scruggs rushed back to the house.
Nikki's
I'm glad the officer decided to stay, because she got there, well, she was outside the house, so she was able to go inside fast.
running out of the house with the cordless phone in her hand, hysterical.
Oh, she ran out of the house.
She said as soon as I left that the girls had attacked her.
Taz and Jazz tell an entirely different story.
The twins said that once they went back in the house after we left, that their mother became abusive with them, told them that they were not going anywhere, and started to beat them.
But Officer Scruggs said the physical evidence clearly showed Nikki was the victim.
She had scratches on her.
How dare you, touch your mother, over some petty stuff? I don't know. I don't know how children do that to their moms. Put their hands on them, beat them, mistreat them. Dude, that's sad.
Her neck, scratches on her chest, and she was hysterical. The girls, on the other hand, had no marks on them, no indication that really they had been in any kind of an altercation. Talking with them,
Right, how can they lie like that and the mom has evidence of being attacked and they don't have nothing on their body?
I didn't believe a thing that the girls had said.
Even more disturbing,
Okay.
she recalls the girl's eerie calm after the attack.
You could have been two strangers, and there would have been more emotion shown.
This time, Taz and Jazz are taken into custody and charged. For years, the two are in and out of court, ordered along with their mother to undergo counseling. But in fact, a previous court order had actually forced the twins and their mom to live together for a trial period.
It was a living hell for her, only because the kids did not want to be back with her.
Most
Why they don't want to be with their mom? What's so bad about her mom? She gave the girls everything. Clothes, food, a house, but yet they still want to do what they want.
family members chalked up all the resentment for mom
Why
to a
they don't
rebellious
wanna
teenage
Be
phase.
with their
But
mom.
the early spats were
Rebellious.
nothing compared to the last
She
time
gave
cops are
the
called
girls
to the
everything.
house. The
Clothes,
girls in absolute
food,
panic.
a
As I was
house,
pulling out to get to
but
the
yet they
gates,
still want to do what they
the
want.
Young lady stopped me saying someone had killed her mother.
It was late in the day, just after school.
And then they want to lie about it. It's dumb because they have prior police record about, something going on in the house. So to lie about it, obviously the police is gonna think other things. And then they
When
want to
Taz
lie
and Jazz
about it.
returned home to find a horrifying scene.
It's dumb
Nikki
because
Whitehead
they
is
have
lying dead in a
prior
blood-soaked
police
bathtub,
record
and a
about,
swirl of questions.
something going on in the house.
Who could have done
So
such
to
a
lie about
horrendous
it,
act?
obviously the police is gonna think other things. You have to be evil to do things like this. I wouldn't even dare lay a finger on my mom.
Welcome back. A house in turmoil has become a house of horrors. 16-year-old twin sisters, Taz and Jazz, find their single mom, Nikki Whitehead,
It's sad. They were only 16 years old.
viciously stabbed to death. But cops start to suspect the girls aren't as innocent as they might seem.
In their heads, they probably thought that they were gonna get away with it and live their best lives, doing whatever they wanted. It's crazy what teenagers think.
Sixteen-year-old twins, Jazz and Taz, arrived home from school to find a ghastly scene. Their mother dead, lying in a blood-soaked bathtub, viciously stabbed 80 times, her spine.
What? 80 times? Yo, that's crazy. 80 times? Wow. That's your mom. How much you hate your mom to stab her 80 times? What?
Nearly severed. Cops immediately take the twins in, mostly to console their grief.
Oh, my grandma. Oh, my mama.
Investigators
So fake. I want my mama. After you brutally murder her. That's crazy.
carefully navigate the situation, but they need answers.
When I walked in the front door, it was the first time I'd ever been on something as horrific as that.
You walked in and what happened?
To the kitchen and put my stuff down. And I seen the blood all in there on the floor. And I went in there and I seen her.
On the surface, it seemed
Yeah, I could hear like the fakeness in her voice.
almost unlikely that two young girls could be suspected of such brutal violence. And police soon heard something eyebrow-raising about Nikki directly from Jazz and Taz. Nikki was dating two different men.
She lived with Robert, and she also had a boyfriend named Joe. The twins had indicated that Robert had overheard her speaking to the other boyfriend on the phone and indicated that Robert had confronted Nikki about the infidelity.
At first, cops wondered if a love triangle may have led to Nikki's demise. But they were also too perplexed about the odd behavior of Jazz and Taz.
Right, I wouldn't even believe that either. Because their behavior is kind of like weird.
In the back of the ambulance, we saw one of the twins bite her arm. We stopped her and asked her, hey, what are you doing? And she explained that she does that when she gets upset.
Inside the interrogation room, Taz can be seen on surveillance camera rocking back and forth, comforting each other, and even sharing a kiss. Then,
Taz don't even look phased by it. Like she's trying to like put an act, but I could like see right through her.
a startling comment takes Detective Ken Swift completely off guard.
These two girls were hugging each other, and when I said, what can I do to make this easier for you? They turned and looked at me and they said, can we watch CSI? The hairs on the back of my neck stood straight up.
CSI? That's what I want to do after supposedly finding their mom dead in the bathtub. All they want to do is watch CSI.
Essentially, it was right then, and it was like something was very, very off.
And cops noticed something even more suspicious.
They would cry a lot, but it was tearless crying.
Yeah, I could see it. Like I could see it through the camera.
When I would ask them to describe their mother, they were very insulting of their mother.
During the interview, detectives observed the twins still wearing gloves.
That's so sad. Like, why would you speak about your mom like that? Like, it looked like she really loved you guys, and it seemed like you guys hated her for some reason.
Your hands and your arms. What happened here?
I got into a fight.
Did you get in a fight with her?
As they weaved their story, back at the bloody crime scene, investigators uncovered physical evidence.
The sinks were completely clean and white. We found shoes in the back of their closet that had blood on it.
And in Taz's bedroom,
There's a pair of brown boots that have a significant amount of blood on them. I found a clump of hair. Normally, a clump of hair is insignificant in a female's house simply because there's hair everywhere. But when that clump of hair is attached to a substantial amount of flesh that has been pulled out of somebody's head and then has been wrapped in a napkin and stuffed into the toe of a shoe.
That's crazy. That means that they planned everything. Why would you put that inside your shoe? Like, that's crazy.
You begin to realize that the twins were not telling us anything that was truthful.
investigators quickly determined that they had their main suspects, and Clueless didn't even begin to describe the situation.
Right now, we gotta be strong so they can catch the person who did it.
Take a look at how Taz looks directly at the surveillance camera. knowing she's being recorded, giving an award-winning performance.
Right. She's trying to act like the best actress.
I'm never gonna be happy now. Because somebody was selfish and took my mom away from me.
Then
She's speaking to herself. Little does she know.
the lies unravel when detectives retrace their moments on the day of the murder.
And what time did y'all leave the house this morning?
We missed the bus, so we had to walk.
But surveillance video from a nearby gas station shows they didn't walk to school. They actually hitched a ride from a stranger.
We began catching them in lies concerning their time frames or their details. They began to be very angry and uncooperative.
Detectives separate the twins, and being apart seems to work.
You think we did it? I don't think y'all did nothing. Why you say that? Because it seemed like it. Who said that? Well, it just seemed like how y'all was questioning us and stuff. It just seemed like y'all think we did it.
I mean, the things they're saying is very questionable. Why wouldn't they think that they're suspects?
Prior to testing evidence found at the home, cops can't hold the girls, who are released to their great-grandmother. For the next 4 months, Taz and Jazz lead a normal life, going to school, even attending the prom. Meanwhile, police quietly build their case.
We found items in there.
They went on with their life like nothing happened. Like their mom is literally gone and they're so careless about it.
Closet that had blood on them. So when we were trying to distinguish whose blood, you cannot determine between twins because they have the same DNA.
And then a startling clue almost coming from beyond the grave.
To Nikki's credit, she did not go down without a fight, and she left evidence on one of her girls as a marker.
Remember
That's good. The mom knew what she was doing.
when cops saw Taz biting her arm, explaining it away as a nervous habit? Detectives say she was trying to cover up Nikki's bite mark on her arm.
We had a dental examination of Nikki's teeth, and they matched it to the bite on the twins.
And autopsy results revealed another grim detail.
They found human hair between Nikki's teeth. We would surmise that twin was behind.
See, she didn't go without a fight.
Nikki and had her from around the front. Nikki's fighting for her life and bit her arm, and that's how the hair became embedded in her teeth.
On the last day of school, before summer break, detectives arrested Taz at home, then head to Rockdale High School to nab her sister, Jazz.
We decided we were going to arrest them on the last day of school for fear of they were going to take flight out of the country to avoid the charges.
We're back with twin terrors Taz and Jazz, 16-year-old girls arrested for the brutal slaying of their own mother. It seemed like they might remain tight-lipped forever about this chilling crime, but eventually the twins come forward with a stunning admission.
Hauled off to jail, the pair kept silent about the chilling crime, but as they awaited trial over 4 years, they would finally come forward with a stunning admission.
See, you start getting nervous, so now, of course, you're gonna speak up. Hopefully, they say everything.
Outright confessing to the brutal attack and murder.
Okay.
Where did you stab her?
I think I stabbed her in the stomach. It was multiple times. I had her hand.
I think, wow, in her stomach multiple times. That's so sad. It's like they were killing their worst enemy.
Jazz, her feet would come like a joint effort. She was heavy. We just put it in. The water was turned on.
You did realize that morning your mom was dead.
Yeah.
As part of a plea deal with the state
That's so sad. Like, it's like they don't care about it.
to avoid trial, Taz and Jazz pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter, agreeing to tell the whole gory story.
The two girls had planned for this event.
See? They planned it. It sounds like they planned it.
Cops believe Nikki never stood a chance. The bloody path extended to outside the home, suggesting Nikki managed to get away.
At some
Wow. She could have been safe if she was fast enough.
point, Nikki escaped, made it to that house next door. When we interviewed that resident, he recalled someone yelling, and he heard someone ring his doorbell. He was in bed at the time, and he didn't get up to go investigate. We could
See, if he would have got up, he probably could have saved her. What would you guys do? The moment I hear somebody like screaming or knocking on my door, ringing the doorbell, I would have like stood up and go investigate what's going on. Some people just don't care.
see where Nikki's bare feet exited and re-entered through that door in blood. We would surmise from putting all the crime scene together that she was pulled back into the house where the attack resumed.
In the house, the girls smashed their mother over the head with a pot, stabbed her with a kitchen knife, choked her with a ribbon of a medal. And
oh my God, like, I'm pretty sure there's somebody they love at some point. How can you do this to her?
Then dragged her body into the tub where they left her there to die.
What does she say when she's in the tub?
Kill me.
And they're teenagers. That's the crazy part. Wow.
I'll kill y'all.
But what happened then?
She went under a couple times and that was it.
By their account, they were up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
It's crazy because the hurt the mom felt knowing that she was gonna die at the hands of her 2 daughters. Wow.
They didn't want to get up when they were awakened to go to school for their
Chills to
by
my
their
body.
mother. And I think that's what sparked the attack, the confrontation, and that they killed their mother. And then they spent a couple of hours fabricating parts of the crime scene and cleaning it up.
Wait, what he said?
Awakened to go to school in the morning. They didn't want to get up when they were awakened to go to school by their mother. And I think that's what.
Oh, they did not want to go to school. So that's what caused the whole
Sparked the attack, the confrontation,
attack.
and that they killed their mother. And then they spent a couple of hours fabricating parts of the crime scene and cleaning it up.
I'm pretty sure that was an excuse. Killing your mom just because you don't want to go to school. That sounds crazy. I feel like they probably just they probably thought that, you know, removing the mom will they will have like a better like life or like do whatever they want because they don't have their mom telling them what or what not to do.
And then they went to school so that they would have an alibi.
This was an act of rage.
Jazz and Taz were sentenced to 30 years in prison, and since they've been behind bars, Jazz traded in her jailhouse jumpsuit for a different uniform, at least for a day. She's graduated high school and even served as class valedictorian.
I worked really, really, really hard.
See, now they're in jail for 30 years. No, they're definitely not free and doing what they want. People don't think. I mean, teenagers at that too. Like, they think they know the world.
I stayed up all night some days to finish some of the things they gave me.
But underneath that proud smile is a cold-blooded killer, part of an evil duo who killed the very woman.
I mean, yeah, she accomplished graduating in high school, but I mean, is that really an accomplishment? You're behind bars because you killed your mom. I wouldn't be happy for her. Will you guys be happy for her?
Who gave them life.
Her last few moments of life had to be horrible. That she was being murdered by her own.
Right, horrible. Like, being murdered at the hands of your own children. Like, I don't know, the things that was going in her mind, she probably was just over it. At this point, I would want to be dead too. I wouldn't want to like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to deal with that. If I was in her shoes and I would have survived, I think I would be heartbroken. I'd probably die from being heartbroken. Wow, this is crazy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Let me know what else you guys want me to react to. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye.